Hello my friends, and welcome back to our blind let's play over 17 for the PC. The Out of Infinity. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today my friends, we're back with Sara's route, but this time we're going for the good end. And we're gonna start with Twitter stock. It's very interesting how yesterday's part was the bad ends, when on that same day, the quarry's first part of our failure run, or our ruthless run, both of them went on the channel at the same time. So on a day that we started our, bad ending run, basically, of the quarry, was the day that Ever 17 had the bad endings released. So if you're still with me, or if you just skipped yesterday's episode because you're like, screw that, I don't want that. Welcome back as, we start with Twitter stock. No, I thought Sara was somewhere in Twitter stock. I didn't know why, but I was sure of it. She was probably somewhere in Twitter stock. I knew it might be a meaningless hunch, but maybe it was our sibling bond talking to me. Sara and I had the same blood in our veins. That was my thinking. It was probably my imagination, but it was all I had to bet on. I opened the emergency hatch and saw that water had already covered 3/4 of the corridor. Without hesitating, I threw myself in. The water flowed unpredictably, with whirlpools forming in various places. I endured the pain in my right arm and swam desperately. First, I looked in the security office. There was no source of heat that looked like Sara. From there, I made for the warehouse, but Sara wasn't there. I checked the merry-go-round, but she wasn't there either. Ahead of me was the elevator hall. Again, no Sara. I swam back up the corridor. Water had completely covered the entrance to the infirmary. I took a breath and dove underwater. I put my hand on the door and peered inside. And there was Sara. Sara's body heat made her stand out brightly against the cool surrounding darkness. I went into the infirmary and floated to the surface. Sara looked surprised when I broke through to the surface. Kid, Oni-chan. Sara, you're alright. Why are you... Why does she keep saying Oni-chan? I mean, I know that the word means brother, but why is the translation not just brother? Like, why do they keep going with Oni-chan? Anyway, I promised, didn't I? I told you that I'd come find you, didn't I? It may be the translator's choice, which is fine. They can choose whatever the heck they want. They did a great job with this game. I'm not complaining. May 7th. D-Day. Finally, the roaring sound stopped and the flow of the water slowed. The squeaking and screeching of metal on metal also died down. It seemed like the flooding had stopped. There was still a little air left in the ceiling of the infirmary. It was kind of like a cup flipped upside down and mostly filled with water. Sara and I were floating there. It looks like things have quieted down a bit. I looked at Sara. In the darkness, the only thing giving off a gentle aura of light was Sara. Are you okay, Sara? Yeah, I'm okay. Just a little cold. Sara forced a smile for me. Sara, why did you come back? All you had to do was go a little farther and you would have been safe. Do you promise that you won't get mad? Mad? Why would I get mad? Well, just tell me. I thought something was strange. From the beginning, Sara had always seemed like she had an upper hand in our relationship. But once we knew that we were brother and sister, it felt like things had been reversed. Sara was relying on me, like when we were kids. Well, this... Sara lifted her right hand. pinched between her fingers was a shard of the mirror from my finger. Hey, it's that piece of the mirror.
途中でこれを置きっぱなしだったのに気がついたの。
Yeah, I realized when we were running that this had been left here. So you came back for something like this?
こんなものじゃないよ。
It's not just anything.
お兄ちゃんが必死で守ってくれた大事なものだよ。
This was something that you fought so hard to protect. Sara, but this isn't something worth risking a life to come back for. You had to pendant anyway.
ごめんね。
You're right. I'm sorry.
お兄ちゃんまで巻き添えにしちゃって。
I got you involved in all of this. I chose to turn back. You can't blame yourself for that.
ごめん。
No, I'm sorry. After that, Sara didn't speak for a while. Sara?
本当はそれだけじゃないの。
To tell the truth, it wasn't just that. Huh?
外に出るのが怖かったの。
I was scared to go outside. Scared? Of what?
外に出たらまた元のような日々が戻ってくるんだって思ったら。
I thought that once I got outside, everything would return to like it was.
それ以上足が動かなくなったの。
And once I thought about that, I couldn't move anymore. Like it was? What are you talking about?
またライプリヒに監視されて自由も何もない世界に戻るのかと思ったら。
I thought that Lieblich would start controlling us again, and all my freedom would be taken away.
もう二度とこんな自由を味わえないのかと思ったら動けなかった。
When I thought that I'd never be free again, I was paralyzed. Paralyzed?
レミューに閉じ込められてからみんなは何とか脱出しようとしてたみたいだけど。
Ever since we've been trapped in the Mew, everyone has been trying to escape, but
私は嬉しかった。
But I was happy.
どこにも監視する人もいない。私が私の意思で何でも決めていいんだって。
Nobody was looking over me, and I've been able to decide things for myself.
そう思ったらすごく嬉しかった。
When I thought about that, I was so happy.
ライプリヒの研究所に入ってからこんな自由を感じたことは一度もなかったから。
Ever since I entered the Lieblich Research Institute, I haven't felt free even once. Sarah's words left me stunned. I wondered why I had never thought of things that way before. Lieblich had written me off early on. I figured that was probably because the only special power I had was seeing infrared light. But Sara was probably different. The way that she had been able to use computers, you had called her a first-rate hacker. It was probably only the beginning. After I had left the institute, Sara must have lived under constant observation and undergone experiments. Thinking about it then amazed me.
最初はこの事故も私の能力を試すための実験か何かかと思ったの。
When all of this started, I thought that this accident was just some kind of test of my abilities or something.
ソラが RSD だって分かった後は私の監視役なんじゃないかって疑ったりもしたんだ。
And when I found out that Sora was RSD generated, I suspected that she was here to observe me.
でもナッキュ先輩もいたし、どうもそうではなくて本当の事故なんだって分かった後は。
But since Nakyu was here, I realized that it was probably just an accident.
嬉しかった。
And it made me happy.
今までずっとどこにいても誰かが私のことを監視してた。
Until now, everywhere I've gone, there's been someone watching me.
高校の中ででも街に出てもずっと。
Even in high school, or when I went out around town.
逃げ出そうとしても無駄だった。私は研究所に帰るしかなかった。
It was pointless trying to escape. The only place I had to go back to was the research lab.
研究所に帰ればまた実験や検査の繰り返し。
And back at the lab, the only thing waiting for me was more experiments to test.
私には自由なんかどこにもなかった。
I've never had a taste of freedom.
だからね、私にはあの事故が嬉しかったの。
I suppose that's why I was happy about the accident.
そんなこと言ったらいけないのかもしれないね。みんなは必死だったんだし。
Maybe I shouldn't say it. I mean, everyone was so desperate and everything.
でも 私には今までこんな自由はなかったから。
But I've never had any freedom like this. Sara. That was all that I could say. Sara's each and every word made my heart ache. I knew that wasn't Sara's intention, but it felt like every word of hers was a confession to me. Of course, I had been under surveillance as well, but it had been nowhere near as strict. As long as I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, it was like there was no one there. I had been living carefree the entire time. But Sara had been under LeBlic's careful watch the whole time. She was the guinea pig. Why hadn't I gone to help Sara earlier? I promised that I would, but I hadn't. Of course, I had tried, but everything I did was blocked by LeBlic's far-reaching influence. Still, I knew there could be no excuses. Why hadn't I tried harder? Why?
お兄ちゃん
Sara was calling to me. I had been daydreaming in my own world.
お兄ちゃんありがとう
Oni-chan, thank you. For what?
来てくれたから。
Because you came. No, I left you there by yourself. I didn't come for you.
うん来てくれたよ。
Yes, you did.
ありがとう来てくれて。
And I want to thank you. Sara said that and smiled. The smile also seemed tinged with resignation.
もういいんだ。
I don't care anymore.
私はここで死んでもいい。
It's okay to die here. Sara, what are you saying?
だって最後に自由を味わえたし、
I finally tasted freedom,
お兄ちゃんにもこうして会えたんだもん。
and I was able to meet you.
あんな生活に戻るくらいならいっそ
If it means going back to the life I had been before, then I'd rather
このままここで死んでしまった方がいいよ。
dying here and now would be better.
私には今まで死ぬ自由もなかったから。
Up until now, I never even had that freedom to die. Her words shocked me into silence. I had no idea that Sara's life up until then had been so hard. But, no, Sara,
お兄ちゃん
don't talk like that. We're going to live no matter what. I wasn't about to let Sara die there. There was absolutely no way that would let Sara die. If you die here, then it means you've lost to them. You're going to live, survive, no matter what. It was my responsibility to help Sara live. Sara, let's go, I said.
どこに
Where? To the ocean surface.
どうやって
How? We'll swim.
無理だよ気圧が。
It's impossible. The pressure will... We'll be okay. The air pressure here has been compressed by the water pressure. We're at about 4.5 atmospheres here. Even if we go out into the ocean from here, our lungs will be okay.
でも
But still, we don't know that help will come for us. And even if it does, it might be too late. Besides, it's too dangerous for us to stay here. Listen, Sara, we're breathing at 4.5 atmospheres. If we stay here, we're in danger of oxygen poisoning or nitrogen narcosis. And we have no idea how long Lemieux will hold. If Lemieux collapses, then we'll get dragged down with it. It's too dangerous to stay here. Oh, the dots. Oh, the dots.
ね
Hey. What?
え私が泳げないの知ってるでしょ。
You know I can't swim, right? You'll be okay. You're kind of swimming right now, aren't you? You'll just have to remember the lessons I gave you.
でも違うよ。
But it isn't the same.
今は浮かんでるだけだもん。
I'm just floating right now.
外に出て泳ぐのとは違うよ。
It's different than swimming in the ocean. Sara, you'll be okay. Don't worry. I'll lead you. I'll pull you all the way.
そんなの無理だよ。
No, it's not possible. We can do it. Believe in your brother. I came here to help you, Sara.
お兄ちゃん
Sara, believe in me. Sara clasped the pendant she was wearing around her neck. Let's go, Sara.
お兄ちゃん
Oh, look at that smile. I don't want to let that girl down. I pulled Sara along with me and we left the infirmary. We moved from air pocket to air pocket, looking desperately for a place where the wall had collapsed in. When we finally found a tear big enough for us to squeeze through, we doubled back to the nearest air pocket. We took a number of short breaths to boost the oxygen level in our blood. Man, that's genius. Finally, taking a big breath, I grabbed onto Sara's hand and led her through the hole and into the ocean. With the walls and floor gone, I lost sense of which way was up and which way was down. Oh, such a beautiful image. Oh, I hope they get out. But soon, I saw a faint light in the water above. I held Sara under my arm and headed for that light. I desperately thrashed my legs and swam with my broken arm. The water pressure was slowly pushing air from my lungs. Sara's face was twisted in pain. I was in agony. Still, I swam, struggling to pull Sara toward the light. I kept kicking, believing that everything would be okay if I could make it to the source of the light. Even if all of the oxygen was squeezed out of my lungs, I was not about to let Sara die there. That thought kept me moving. Slowly, gradually, the light was getting bigger. Sara's arms squeezed me in desperation. Hoping to give Sara courage, I gripped her tighter with my left arm. As if in response, Sara gave me a smile and started trying to swim upward. I matched her movements, swimming desperately. Come, Sara. Let's go. The light, toward the light. I was never going to let Sara go again. I was never going to leave my precious sister behind. Never again. All the dots. Sara. So do we make it out okay? Game? I mean, that wasn't just a metaphor of us swimming to the surface, right? We actually did make it out, right? Game? Give me some confirmation, please. I can't have it end like that. You will make me go crazy. Oh, we know what this is gonna be. Life remaining 1. Yep, life ratings 1. Well, maybe we'll get an epilogue. Alright, well, that is run number 4 in the books. Sara Matsunaga, Yobishi Haru Tanaka. Yes. We see you there. Coco and Sora. Takeshi and all the question marks with Kid. Alright, so, that was a surprisingly short, ending. I mean, I love that picture. Most of the endings usually, you know, once you make your final choice, they go about 3+ hours. This one was, relatively tame there. And it didn't end too differently than the bad end. You know, we meet her when she's treading water. Although in the bad end, you know, all indications are they die, which was horrifying. Although here, there's a possibility we made it out alive. And if we can get an epilogue, then we'll know we made it. But this sets up our 5th and final route. That's it. After 40+ parts, we're finally on the last leg of the game. And hopefully we're gonna get some answers. Hopefully we're going to understand the connection between Coco and Sara and KID. I don't know who we play as in the final route. If I had to guess, it would be KID, right? Because KID's the one with the most question marks, literally and figuratively speaking. But there's only one way to find out. And that's to join us in Route 5. But first, is there an epilogue? Come on, give me an epilogue. Come on, come on. You know you want to, game. You know you want to. Yes! KID Sara, future. I heard a low mechanical sound from far away. The breeze passed through the tree leaves, making them rustle. The same wind gently caressed my cheeks. All the dots. Wind? Rustling leaves? I opened my eyes slowly. I didn't know where I was for a moment. Had there been such a place in Lemieux? I looked up. There was no ceiling. There was just a sprawling starry sky. It was not like a fake sky like in the Cosmic Whale Room, but a sky that felt broad and infinite. I was on the ground. More precisely, I was on the floating island in Null. Yes, we had swum to it. Yes, we made it! The nearly 34 meters from Zwitterstock to the surface. Somehow I had climbed into the emergency entrance of Incel Null, holding the unconscious Sara in my arms. I remember checking to see if Sara was alright. After that, I probably fainted from fatigue and lack of oxygen. I woke with a start, looking around, and was relieved to see Sara lying next to me. Her chest rose and fell faintly. I could hear the regular sound of her breathing. I looked around again. I checked around the edge of Incel Null, which was a lush park. I could see the administration center, hotel, and a tower of light behind the trees. It was still dark, so it didn't seem like I'd been unconscious for very long. Maybe about an hour or so. I was impressed that we had been able to swim all the way to the surface. I went over it again in my head. Suddenly, a conversation in the control room with Sara came to mind.
15階建てのビルを想像してみてください。
Imagine a 15-story
あ
building.
るいは3階建ての校舎を5個積み重ねたものでも良いかもしれません。
Or 5 3-story buildings, school buildings stacked on top of each other. 5 schools stacked? No way, I couldn't swim that.
では10階建てのビルではどうですか？
Well, then how about a 10-story building?
水深34メートル。ツバイトシュトックがこの位置にあります。
The depth of Zwitterstock only amounts to 34 meters. 34 meters. How had I responded to Sora? Hadn't I said that I thought I could swim it? Sora talked about the pressure and said it was impossible. But even Sora could be wrong. We were able to swim it, Sora. That reminded me. I wonder what had happened to Sora. Had she suffered the equivalent of death from the blackout? No, Sora was RSD generated. She wasn't human. She couldn't die. I knew that, but I had been with her for such a long time. And so was, how could I describe it? She was so human. I felt a blunt sense of sadness, as if I had lost a close friend. Sara's voice pulled me back to reality. It was not the time to be thinking about such things. Sara? Sara? I shook Sara's shoulder gently. Sara opened her eyes slightly.
兄ちゃん。
I'm here, Sara. Her eyes soon grew wide. Sara hurriedly sat up.
お兄ちゃん。ここは？
Oni-chan, where are we? Sara didn't seem to understand the situation. Sara, this is Insult Null.
じゃあ。
So we're safe now. We made it. Over 34 meters from Zwitterstock.
まだ生きてる。
Are we still alive? Yes, we're both still alive.
やったね、お兄ちゃん。
We did it! We did it! Yeah, Sara, we did it. We survived.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
Yeah, thank you, Oni-chan. I told you to trust me. Yes, you did. Sara smiled. She suddenly put her hand on her chest. She was probably touching the pendant on her shirt, checking to make sure it was still there. Looking relieved, she pulled the pendant out and grasped it in her hand. I love the victory music here. It's awesome.
ありがとう。
Thank you. Sara whispered softly. I knew that the pendant was an irreplaceable lucky charm for Sara. Her face suddenly clouded over as she spoke.
そうだ。お兄ちゃん。ラッキュ先輩やたけしたちは？
Hey, Oni-chan, what happened to Nakyu, Takeshi, and the others? I think they're alright. By the time I turned back, they'd already climbed fairly high. If they kept going, they should have reached the surface.
そう。よかった。
Really? Well, that's good to hear. Sara looked relieved.
私たちもいつまでもここにいるわけにはいかないね。
We can't stay here forever. We had made it to the surface safely, but Sara didn't look very well. Was she worried about being taken back to Lieblich after all? Hey, Sara?
何？
What? Let's just keep running. Let's run away.
逃げる？
Run away? Yes, from them. I mean, from Lieblich.
そんな無理だよ。
No, it's impossible. It is
ど
possible.
うしてそんなこと言い切れるの？
How can you say that?
あいつらのことはお兄ちゃんだって知ってるでしょ？
You know about them, right? Think about it, Sara. This island has to be in utter chaos. Right? Lemieux was flooded, and the whole complex is totally destroyed. And since you and the others got out, this place should be in major confusion, right?
うん、そうだね。
Yeah, I suppose. They'll be telling everyone how we were left behind in Lemieux. And for you and the others, it's the truth. If Lieblich has their doubts and tries to look into them, that's as far as they can investigate.
そっか。
Right. So right now, everyone, including Lieblich's people, will be turning their attention to Lemieux and looking under the ocean. They might actually think that we're already dead.
そうか。そうだよね。
Yes, that's true. So, now is...
チャンスなんだね。
It's our chance, isn't it? Yeah. Right now is the chance we've been waiting for.
お兄ちゃんすごい。すごい。
You're so incredible, Oni-chan. We're already here, so it's impossible for them to find us in Lemieux. And if they don't find us in Lemieux, well, they'll expand their search for us to the sea around this area. Right. They might suspect that we died and the current carried us off somewhere.
その間に私たちが身を隠しちゃえば追ってくることなんかできないはずだよね。
In the meantime, if we hide somewhere, they shouldn't be able to follow us, right? Well, I'm not sure if we can pull it all off that easily. But we'll still have a big head start before they figure out the truth.
そっか。
Yeah, right.
でも、
Oh, but... Suddenly, Sara looked down.
でも、この島からどうやって逃げるの？
But how are we going to escape from this island? What?
だって、ここから出る方法がなきゃ逃げようがないでしょ？
I mean, we can't escape without a way off of this island, right? Yeah, that's...
それは？
That's... Sara looked at me as if she was full of confidence in me. Well... She had me. I hadn't thought about that. I thought we would be alright if we could just make it to the surface. All the dots. I desperately tried to think of something. I know, I've got it. There should be all kinds of people around here right now that aren't normally here, like construction workers and technical staff. So ships and helicopters should come and go frequently. First of all, we find some clothes and change. Especially your uniform. It really stands out.
そうだね。
Oh, you're right. Sara looked herself over again. And if we can't get aboard a helicopter, then we can sneak onto some ship and get to a port. And after that, we're going to be alright.
そっか。やっぱりお兄ちゃんすごいね。そこまで考えてたんだ。
You're amazing. You really thought this through? Oh, thanks? Sara smiled innocently. I wanted to protect that smile forever. Yeah, me too. I thought once more that it would be my mission to protect my kid sister? Is she my kid sister or is she older than me? I mean, we never find out her age, right? Anyway, our sister. Let's go, Sara. I held up my hand to Sara. Oh, look at this picture. Wow. Sara reached out to me hesitantly. I held her hands and squeezed it tight. The warmth of her soft hand spread to mine. For an instant, the memory of Sara holding my thumb flashed across my mind. That fragment in my hand, that shard, had helped me retrieve my memory and rediscover the bond between Sara and me. Let's go, Sara.
Oni-chan.
Okay, Oni-chan. We're going to be free.
自由に
Free. Yes, free. Yeah. I would never leave Sara again. I would protect Sara no matter what. We started running towards freedom. The story is not over, because only you are in the infinity loop. Opening the third eye, the last chapter, finding Coco. Woohoo! We're there, my friends! So, look at our ending routes now. There are still 2 routes that are question marks. I'm assuming one is going to be Coco's good end. Or Coco's route good end. And the other one's going to be like a final epilogue. Again, I'm guessing here, but I assume that's what it is. This is a really short episode today, but that's okay. We got done Sara's route, and it ended it happily! Woohoo! 2 happy endings in a row. Didn't think I would ever see that after the way this game started with Takeshi's route. It's like Takeshi's route was a route of sadness and despair. And then Kid's route was like, oh, well, okay, we punched you and beat you up, but now we're going to give you some happiness finally. Oh, I think I would have. I think it would have been better almost if we would have gone like Tsugumi's route, then Yu's route, then Sora's route, and then Sara's route, you know, kind of like intermix them a little. But you know, I'm still really happy that the way this game turned out. Since we're at the end of our route, I need to give a huge shout out to our wonderful, amazing Patreons. Thank you so much, ChinnaQT, Techno Trouble, and Benny Ruskin. Really do appreciate you all. If you'd like to join our Patreon supporters, link is in the description below. But with that, thank you everyone for being along with us on this journey. I love all of you so very much. Thank you for just commenting on the videos, telling me what you think, putting thumbs up on them. This series has gotten really good support with, you know, the amount of likes on all of these episodes, and it just means so much to me. Thank you for that. It really does, helping the discoverability of this channel reach more people as we try to grow to 500 subs. Yeah, I know we're still a ways off, but you know, you gotta have goals, right? But with that said, I am the FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and this is our blind Let's Play Ever 17, the Out of Infinity for the PC. And until next time, my dear friends, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.